It sounds almost absurd, doesn't it? That a single handful of nuts, those tiny, innocent-looking bites we trust as a healthy snack, could be quietly dismantling your health one day at a time. But what if that trust was misplaced? What if those snacks weren't giving you energy but draining it? Not fortifying your body, but weakening it from within. After the age of 60, your body doesn't forgive the same way it used to. The foods you once ate without consequence now speak louder, leaving behind inflammation, fatigue, or unexpected medical complications. The body becomes more sensitive, more reactive, and more fragile with each passing year. And unfortunately, even seemingly smart choices like nuts can backfire. We've all heard it before, nuts are heart healthy, full of protein, great for the brain. But not all nuts are created equal, and not all of them deserve a place in the diet of someone over 60. In fact, some of the most popular nuts in your pantry may be contributing to the very things you're working so hard to avoid. Brittle bones impair circulation, cognitive decline, even dangerous medication interactions. This isn't just a matter of diet. It's a matter of mobility, of independence, of dignity. The kind of strength that determines whether you'll walk across the room unaided or need assistance, whether you'll live freely or become dependent on others. This is about your future and the simple choices that can either protect it or quietly unravel it. In this article, we're going to unveil the hidden risks behind 3 popular nuts that may be undermining your health, and more importantly, introduce 3 powerhouse alternatives that offer real protection for your heart, your bones, your brain, and your legs, all backed by science, real-world examples, and years of clinical insights in senior care. Because what you snack on today might decide how you move, think, and live tomorrow. Art 1. The 3 nuts that work against your body after 60. 1. Cashews, the bone weakener disguised as comfort food. At first glance, cashews present themselves as the ideal snack. Their creamy texture and mild flavor give a sense of indulgence without guilt. But beneath the surface lies a trap, especially for aging bones. Cashews are loaded with oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that bind to calcium in the digestive system, preventing its absorption. For seniors already grappling with declining bone density, this is a silent but significant threat. When calcium isn't absorbed, it's excreted instead of being used to maintain bone strength. Over time, this can contribute to conditions like osteoporosis, which increases the risk of fractures, falls, and the kind of mobility loss that reshapes daily life. Consider Margaret, a 74-year-old retired nurse. She prided herself on eating healthily, often replacing chips and cookies with a small bowl of cashews. Yet after a minor stumble in her kitchen, she fractured her hip. Her bone scan revealed moderate osteoporosis, a surprise given her efforts at maintaining a clean diet. When her diet was reviewed in detail, her excessive intake of cashews stood out as a likely contributor. This isn't a rare story. According to the National Osteoporosis Foundation, an estimated 10 million Americans suffer from osteoporosis, and 44 million more have low bone density, many of them unaware. A simple choice like replacing calcium-blocking snacks with bone-building alternatives could make the difference between a fall and a fracture or walking unaided and living in a wheelchair. But the damage cashews do doesn't stop at the bones. Cashews are unusually high in carbohydrates for a nut. This makes them problematic for seniors managing blood sugar levels. Sudden glucose spikes can damage the fine capillaries in the feet and legs, areas already vulnerable to poor circulation in aging bodies. Over time, this can result in weakened muscles, decreased sensation, and in severe cases, infections or ulcers that require amputation. Adding another layer of risk, cashews have been linked to kidney stones in older adults. The same oxalates that block calcium absorption can also crystallize in the kidneys, forming painful stones. Seniors who are even mildly dehydrated, a common issue due to a weakened thirst mechanism, face an even higher risk of these obstructions. Even the physical shape of cashews poses a hazard. Their smooth, curved surface makes them a known choking risk for individuals with dry mouth, reduced saliva, or weakened chewing ability, common conditions after 60. A snack that once brought comfort can become an emergency room visit. 2. Pine nuts, the hidden saboteur of medication and brain health. Delicate, elegant, gourmet. That's the reputation pine nuts have earned in the culinary world. But for older adults, this nut's reputation hides a dangerous reality. One of the least known but most concerning facts about pine nuts is their ability to interact with a broad range of medications. For seniors on multiple prescriptions, particularly statins, beta blockers, blood pressure medications, and antidepressants, this is not a mild concern. Compounds within pine nuts may interfere with the way these drugs are metabolized, either intensifying side effects or reducing therapeutic effectiveness. Take George, 81, a former engineer, managing high blood pressure and mild depression. A shift in his daily routine involved adding homemade pesto to his meals, something he and his daughter believed to be a heart-healthy upgrade. Within weeks, his blood pressure readings became erratic, his energy dipped, and he began experiencing palpitations. It was only after removing the pine nuts that his medication stabilized again. These interactions often go unnoticed until harm is done, and that's the danger. Many doctors overlook pine nuts entirely when reviewing diets because they're not on the standard list of medication-interfering foods. But the consequences can be severe. Pine nuts are also linked to a rare but real condition called pine mouth syndrome. This disorder causes a persistent, bitter metallic taste that can last for days or weeks after eating them. While this may sound like a minor inconvenience, the effect on seniors can be devastating. Reduced appetite is already common with aging, and when food becomes unpalatable, nutritional intake can plummet. This loss of appetite leads to muscle wasting, slower wound healing, and an increased risk of falls. Even more concerning is the oxidative risk. Pine nuts contain delicate polyunsaturated fats that oxidize quickly, especially if they're stored improperly or roasted at high temperatures. These oxidized fats trigger free radical formation in the body molecules that damage joints, constrict arteries, and accelerate the decline of brain function. For seniors already coping with cognitive decline or arthritis, the compounding effect is serious. Over time, consistent consumption of oxidized pine nuts can contribute to memory loss, joint stiffness, reduced reaction time, and general fatigue. It's not an exaggeration to say that this small nut can have a big impact on both mental and physical independence. 3. Peanuts, the stealthy source of inflammation and toxins. Peanuts are everywhere, smeared into sandwiches, crumbled into cookies, or eaten straight from the jar. They're affordable, accessible, and marketed as heart-healthy. But for people over 60, peanuts are far from harmless. First, they aren't even technically nuts. Peanuts are legumes which are grown underground. This makes them highly susceptible to aflatoxins, dangerous mold-produced toxins that can accumulate during storage. These toxins are known to contribute to liver damage and have even been classified as carcinogenic in long-term exposure. For younger bodies, occasional exposure may go unnoticed, But for older adults with reduced liver function, the effects are more serious. Worst peanuts are high in omega-6 fatty acids, a type of fat that, when unbalanced with omega-3s, promotes chronic inflammation. Inflammation may be invisible, but it's one of the leading contributors to nearly every major age-related disease, from heart disease to arthritis and cognitive decline. Let's consider Patricia, 76, who loved her nightly spoonful of peanut butter. Over time, she began experiencing increased joint stiffness, especially in her knees and fingers. Blood tests later revealed elevated inflammatory markers. When her diet was cleaned up, replacing peanuts with a more anti-inflammatory alternative, her pain reduced significantly. In seniors, inflammation makes everything harder. Walking becomes painful. Sleep becomes disrupted. Wounds heal slower. The body becomes a battlefield, one that's losing energy and vitality with each bite of the wrong food. If you're taking blood thinners, as many seniors do, peanuts present an additional concern. Their natural vitamin K content can interfere with the effectiveness of drugs like warfarin, leading to unpredictable clotting or bleeding episodes. This is not speculation, it's a reality that has sent many older adults to the hospital without understanding why their medication suddenly became unstable. Even peanut butter, a supposed healthier version, often contains hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and excess salt. These additives quietly elevate blood pressure, damage blood vessels, and burden the heart, accelerating the aging process under the guise of comfort food. Part 2. The 3 nuts that protect and strengthen your body after 60. While certain nuts chip away at your health silently, others work in the opposite direction, repairing damage, supporting vital systems, and restoring strength where aging has left vulnerability. These aren't miracle foods, but rather biologically aligned allies that provide targeted support for seniors. Rich in essential nutrients, anti-inflammatory compounds, and protective fats, these 3 nuts can help safeguard your independence, clarity, and mobility in ways most supplements cannot. 1. Pistachios, the circulation booster that fuels movement and vision. With their vibrant green and purple shells, pistachios are far more than a visually appealing snack. For those over 60, they offer a unique combination of cardiovascular and visual protection, 2 essential pillars of aging well. Pistachios are among the most potassium-dense nuts, with just 1 serving providing more potassium than half a banana. Why is this important? Potassium helps to neutralize the effects of sodium, a mineral that many seniors overconsume unknowingly through processed foods. This balance is crucial because elevated sodium, without enough potassium, contributes directly to hypertension, a silent condition that increases the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and vascular dementia. In older adults, poor blood pressure regulation also impacts leg strength and balance. Inadequate circulation causes fatigue in the lower limbs, slower healing of minor injuries, and greater susceptibility to cold extremities or peripheral neuropathy. Pistachios help reverse this trend. In fact, a 2021 study published in Hypertension Research revealed that older adults who incorporated unsalted pistachios into their diets for 8 weeks saw a 30% reduction in diastolic blood pressure, a significant marker for cardiovascular risk. Equally impressive is pistachios' contribution to eye health. They are naturally rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids essential for macular function. The macula is a central part of the retina responsible for detailed vision. Age-related macular degeneration (AMD) is one of the leading causes of blindness in adults over 60. By incorporating pistachios into the diet, seniors can provide consistent nourishment to this delicate structure, helping to preserve vision and reduce fall risk. Moreover, pistachios are unique in how they support cognitive awareness and motor function. Their shell-cracking ritual enhances hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills, while their chewy texture helps strengthen oral muscles, a hidden but vital factor in maintaining facial tone and swallowing ability. They also encourage mindful eating, preventing the kind of mechanical snacking that leads to unwanted weight gain and added joint stress. In one case study, a 70-year-old retired teacher added pistachios to her afternoon routine as a replacement for crackers. Within 2 months, she reported improved energy levels during walks, clearer vision during reading, and a noticeable decline in her usual afternoon fatigue. Her blood pressure stabilized and her physician reduced her need for medication. 2. Walnuts, the cognitive shield and balance enhancer. There's something poetic about a walnut. Its shape mirrors the folds of the human brain, and that symbolism is rooted in science. Walnuts are packed with compounds that target brain health, making them essential for any senior aiming to preserve mental clarity and coordination into their later decades. At the heart of walnuts' power is alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. While marine-based omega-3s are often recommended, ALA from walnuts offers a unique advantage. It not only supports cognitive processes, but also nourishes the vascular system that feeds the brain. ALA helps maintain the fluidity of cell membranes in neurons, ensuring efficient communication between brain cells, something that deteriorates naturally with age. Walnuts are also one of the few nuts containing polyphenols that can cross the blood-brain barrier. These antioxidant compounds have been shown to reduce neuroinflammation, one of the key factors in Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging demonstrated that seniors who consumed walnuts daily performed significantly better on memory and executive function tests than those who did not. But the benefits extend beyond cognition. Walnuts support physical balance and movement by promoting nitric oxide production in blood vessels. This enhances circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the muscles, reducing fatigue and minimizing cramping. One amino acid, in particular arginine, plays a crucial role in this process, making walnuts especially beneficial for seniors experiencing early signs of frailty or sarcopenia. Improved circulation also sharpens reflexes, which in turn helps reduce fall risk, a leading cause of hospitalization in the elderly. Regular walnut intake has been associated with faster response times in balance assessments and better postural control. Consider Henry, a 78-year-old avid crossword puzzler who began forgetting names and losing focus during conversations. At his daughter's suggestion, he began consuming a small handful of walnuts each morning with breakfast. 3 months later, both he and his family noted improved mood stability, more engagement in social settings, and a return to his favorite hobby without frustration. Walnuts also support sleep quality due to their natural melatonin content. For seniors, uninterrupted sleep is vital for memory consolidation, cellular repair, and emotional resilience. Just a few walnuts before bed can enhance restfulness, making the next day more focused and productive. 3. Almonds, the musculoskeletal defender. That powers independence, almonds, often viewed as an everyday snack, are in fact a silent powerhouse for bone density, muscle maintenance, and cardiovascular support. For seniors who lose both bone mass and muscle tissue with age, almonds represent one of the most complete nutritional interventions available in a single food. Rich in calcium and magnesium, almonds provide the structural support the aging skeletal system desperately needs. Calcium is essential for bone integrity, while magnesium ensures its proper absorption and placement in bones, not arteries where it could do harm. When these minerals work synergistically, they prevent brittle bones and support natural bone remodeling even past the age of 70. In the context of mobility, this is transformative. A single hip fracture can mark the transition from independence to institutional care for many seniors. Almonds reduce this risk at the root by fortifying the structure that keeps you upright. Muscular strength also declines with age, especially if protein intake is insufficient. Almonds offer high-quality plant protein and healthy fats that help preserve lean muscle mass, providing the energy and strength needed to maintain activities of daily living. From climbing stairs to gardening, from carrying groceries to lifting grandchildren, these small tasks rely on muscle function that almonds help protect. Digestive comfort, often overlooked in aging, is another strength of almonds. Their soluble fiber content supports a healthy microbiome, which in turn strengthens immune function, improves nutrient absorption, and reduces inflammation throughout the body. Almonds also contribute to heart health by lowering LDL cholesterol. According to a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, daily almond intake improved lipid profiles in adults over 60, reducing the risk of cardiovascular events, while also supporting mental clarity through improved vascular flow to the brain. There's also a neurological benefit. The thin brown skin of almonds contains flavonoids and vitamin E, both potent antioxidants. These help combat oxidative stress in brain cells, slowing age-related mental decline and supporting memory retention. In real-world terms, look at Teresa, 68, who added almonds to her morning smoothie and afternoon snack. Over 6 months, she noticed stronger grip strength, less bloating, and smoother digestion. Her fitness coach confirmed improved muscle tone, and her bone scan, previously borderline, showed marginal gains in density. Your daily choice is your long-term strength. Aging doesn't announce itself with a siren. It arrives quietly through slower recovery, a slight stumble, a forgotten name. It's in these subtle changes that the power of daily decisions reveals itself. The nuts you choose to eat or not eat won't seem monumental in the moment, but over months and years they shape the architecture of your health, bone by bone, cell by cell, thought by thought. Cashews, pine nuts, and peanuts are not evil, but they are misaligned with the needs of a senior body. They introduce variables, oxalates, toxins, excess inflammation, and dangerous interactions that undermine the resilience you've built over decades. While once they may have served your body well, they now carry a cost far greater than their taste. In contrast, pistachios, walnuts, and almonds are designed by nature to support the very systems that time begins to erode. They offer not just nutrition, but protection against fractures, brain fog, energy loss, blood pressure spikes, and more. They aren't superfoods in the gimmicky sense. They're simply right for where you are now. Your body is still capable of strength, of clarity, of vibrant life, but it needs allies. And it needs you to be deliberate, so the next time you stand at the pantry, remember, you're not just choosing a snack. You're choosing your next walk without a cane, your next conversation without confusion, your next night of restful sleep. You're choosing the kind of life you want to live. If this article helped you, we encourage you to support our work by liking and subscribing to the Longevity Secret channel. There you'll find more science-backed professional insights tailored specifically for senior health, because growing older should mean growing stronger, not weaker. And every wise choice you make brings you one step closer to a life of vitality, freedom, and peace.